Okay, this next lesson is actually my favorite lesson. It's the little starfish. Cute little story. I'm going to have, let's see, I'm going to have Michelle read the starfish, please.
Early one morning, a young man was walking on the beach when he saw an old woman picking up starfish from the sand and throwing them back into the water. As he approached the old woman, he asked her what she was doing. She said, "If I don't throw all these starfish from the sand back into the ocean, the afternoon sun and heat will ultimately kill them." The boy said, "But there must be thousands of beaches and millions of starfish. How can your small effort make any difference?" As the old woman bent down to pick up another starfish and throw it to safety, she explained, "It makes a difference to this one."
Okay, so this lesson right here is a $100,000 a year lesson. Do you remember during the interview I said you raise your hand, if I put 100 people in a room and I said raise your hand if you want to make over 100 grand. How many people raise their hand? Everybody. Does everybody in this room want to make 100 grand? Yes. Raise your hand. Okay. How many people do you think with 100 hands raised in the air are committed enough to do what it takes to earn that 100 grand?
20-30%.
Right, we talked about that. So I have that 20% in this room right now. Okay? So this lesson right here could cost you $100,000. So pay attention and listen closely. Let's say you walked into the room and you saw a $100 bill. Would you pick it up?
Yes.
Yes.
If you saw a $20 bill laying on the floor, would you pick it up?
Yes.
How about a dollar?
Yes.
Yes. How about a shiny quarter?
Yes.
How about a nickel?
Yes.
Dime? Anything silver, right? Who's not too proud to pick up copper or bronze? A little small one, right? You get it all spins, right? You get enough of those, you got a dollar, right?
Yes.
So, penny for your thoughts, right? So, we all want to make $100,000. So there's thousands of beaches and millions of starfish. So the lady, she's walking around. She picks up the starfish, throws it to the ocean. Picks up another one, throws it to the ocean. What are you doing? It'll take forever. There's thousands of beaches, millions of starfish. What difference is your small effort? What's that going to do? Makes a difference to this one. Well, guess what? Your career is going to be filled with many starfish. I'm going to tell you about one of my starfish. His name is Michael Carlton, and he's a very good friend of mine. He started out as a customer. It was also another busy Saturday. This time it was around 1 or 2 o'clock. Mental note, people buy cars on Saturday. So he came in with another young lady. Okay, they were probably in their early 20s, just a few years younger than me. The nature of the relationship could be quite a few things, right? Brother, sister, cousins, neighbors, dating, fiance, married. They happen to just get married. You don't know the answers until you ask the questions. So I built rapport, got to know them. They set out that day to buy a Dodge Intrepid. This was many years ago. She was driving a Ford Mustang. They just got married. Turned out he was third generation factory worker at the Chrysler plant, Fenton, which is about 20 miles away from the dealership I worked at. And he said to his wife, "Honey, now that you married me, there's got to be a Chrysler in the driveway. You can't bite the hand that feeds me, right?" So he went to the first dealership. Was there a little judging the book by the cover going on? Went to the second dealership. They're young. Let me go with that up, right? Or, you know, there's going to be a lot of customers out there today. What difference does this one make? Maybe it was the beginning of the day, or they started early. Or maybe it was lunchtime, and they're too busy wanting to stuff their face and eat and not wait on a customer and improve a driving situation. There will be plenty of customers today. What difference does this one make? Well, guess what? Michael Carlton, they bought a Dodge Intrepid that day. Later that month, he came in and traded in his Dodge Dakota in for a Ram. His wife's parents grew up in the neighborhood I bought my first house. Later on, they bought a house right down the street from me, their first home. So that's how we became good friends. So his mother-in-law and father-in-law bought a car for me. His father, who worked at the plant, grandfather bought a car for me. He worked on the line. So all of his factory employees on the line bought a car for me. Brothers, sisters, fathers, mothers, it snowballed. I tried to trace how many cars I've sold from Michael Carlton, and I lost count at over 100.
Wow.
So if you sell over 100 cars in a year, guess what you're going to make? $100,000. So what would have happened if I wouldn't have waited on that one starfish? I would have lost what? $100,000. That would have been a $100,000 mistake. 2 salesmen that day on a busy Saturday. There are thousands of beaches and millions of starfish. What difference does this one make? Did that make a big difference in my paycheck? Yes. And I got a friend. Who's a customer? Everyone. Who's not a customer? Nobody. Whose driving situations can be improved? Everyone. Who's a starfish? Everyone. All of them. How many starfish do we want? All of them. How much money do we want to make? All of it. That'll cost you $100,000. Every customer is a starfish. Thank you.